Returning to campus to play with orchestra again was amazing because we hadn't played with other people since March. So it was months and months of just playing alone. And then when you're with all of your friends again, making beautiful music, there's nothing like that.
And I remember doing the first downbeat and hearing that sound and the second and the third, and I was overflown with emotions, goosebumps, and a tear came down my eye. So I took up the phone and took 30 seconds of the orchestra while playing to share with the world, share with my audience here in Fresno, that first of all, music keeps going, even though it's difficult, that we're taking all the precautions in the world.
It was like I felt right at home again. It was great just being able to perform with actual people and not just with recordings.
It was actually quite an emotional moment. I hadn't heard live music since March.
Playing with the ensemble felt right. It felt natural. I think the moment it happened, it was very surreal.
Well, the first time I heard a live rehearsal in here was about a month ago. It was unmistakable, the sound of an actual live ensemble. It was really, really amazing. Very cool. You know, I didn't think it would have that impact on me. Definitely had some goosebumps going. Came in immediately and kind of stood and watched, and then, yeah, it was pretty amazing. It was really amazing. I really didn't think it would have that impact, but it did. And then the first time we rehearsed in here for percussion ensemble, same thing. I was pretty hyped up. I was really excited. Yeah, we were all, you could tell everybody was excited to be able to play together again. You just don't really, you really do take it for granted, you know, how important it is for musicians to come together and play. It was really special, yeah. Well, we had to follow CDC guidelines and the guidelines the university put down.
So when we arrive here, we have a security checkpoint that asks us to fill out a health questionnaire.
Whether you've had any symptoms, whether you've been around people with the disease, and whether you agree to abide by the university laws are the main three questions.
And once they clear that, you know, they get a little sticker. I think today's sticker is this right here.
Washing hands, keeping distance, always wearing our mask.
And they have to wear a mask the entire time.
Wear a mask, covering their nose, covering their mouth properly the entire duration of the rehearsal.
And we have it set up with the doors open so that they don't touch doors when they come in to the room. They don't touch anything except their stations. They're assigned to a specific seat. If you were to look around, you want to pan around the room in here, but you can see that every chair is stationed about 10 feet apart. They only touch their music stand and their instrument, their own pencil. They don't share anything. When they leave the room, the next morning, there's a cleaning crew that comes in and basically disinfects everything in this room.
I think the very thing that makes music so special is the exact reason that we have to have these rehearsals be face-to-face.
It's huge. I mean, so to begin with, this room that we're in right now, we had up to 200 musicians in this room. Now we're limited to 20 players. The intimacy, usually the concertmaster is going to sit right by me, the principal cellist. I mean, everybody's very close. We have a sea of people, a sea of sound. We are so spread out. At the first rehearsal, it was just so bizarre and so different. Also music, because we're so much further away, it comes in slower, so there is a big difference. And I, as a conductor, had to immediately make adjustments in my conducting, adjustments in what I hear, adjustments in what I was telling my students to listen to, so we can produce that same sound that we were used to. And actually, it was amazing to me. Within 1 hour or maybe half an hour, everybody started to listen, everybody started to realize it's different. But we all still had that sound that we are used to in our memory, and we worked extremely hard to recreate that sound, even with the new settings, with less people and bigger distance between all of us.
So we met with Vice President Astone as well as our provost and the Fresno County health officials to work out a plan to get our major ensembles rehearsing. And so we have each ensemble, which will be the wind orchestra. There'll be about 23 players there. The concert choir, about 23 players. Symphonic band, 23 players. And our jazz orchestra, about 14 players. We're going to be socially distanced by 9 to 12 feet, and in some cases 15 feet apart, with covers on the instruments. The singers will have masks to sing in, so we really feel it's going to be a very safe environment. So we were able to convince Fresno County health officials, and they presented some guidelines to us, and we're meeting those guidelines. So we feel that it's now in their hands, the proposal's in their hands, and we're hoping that they can approve it for us to start rehearsing in about a week.